Focus versus attention, the hidden difference few understand. Have you ever sat down to study, opened your book, started reading, and then suddenly found yourself checking your phone, staring out of the window, or thinking about something completely unrelated? Most people immediately say the following: I can't focus. But what if focus isn't the problem? What if the real issue is attention? In this video, we are going to explore the difference between focus and attention, why people confuse them, and how understanding this distinction can dramatically improve your ability to learn. So, what is attention? Let's begin with attention. Attention is your brain's ability to notice and select information. Right now, thousands of things are happening around you: sounds, colors, sensations, thoughts, memories, emotions. Yet your brain cannot process everything equally. Attention acts like a spotlight. It decides what enters your awareness. Imagine walking through a marketplace, a busy marketplace. People are talking, vehicles are moving, music is playing. Your attention determines which of these things you notice. In simple terms, attention is the gateway to learning. If information never reaches your attention, your brain cannot learn effectively. No attention, no learning. Then now come to focus. Focus is what happens when attention remains directed towards a particular target for a period of time. If attention is a spotlight, focus is holding that spotlight steady. Attention asks, what am I noticing? Focus answers, how long can I stay with it? For example, a student notices a math problem. That is attention. The student continues on that problem for 25 minutes despite distractions. That is focus. Attention chooses, focus sustains. They work together, but they are not the same thing. So why do learners struggle? Many learners believe that they have a focus problem. Often they actually have an attention problem. Modern life constantly competes for attention. Notifications, social media, messages, advertisements, videos, news, entertainment. Every app and platform wants one thing: your attention. The brain naturally responds to novelty. Something new appears, attention shifts. Another notification arrives, attention shifts again. Over time, many people train themselves to constantly switch attention. Then, when they sit down to study, they wonder why sustained focus feels difficult. The challenge is not a lack of intelligence. The challenge is an attention system that has been pulled in 100 different directions. The relationship between focus and learning is very different. Learning begins with attention, but learning deepens with focus. Through focus, imagine trying to fill a bucket with water. Attention turns on the tap, focus keeps it running. Without attention, nothing enters. Without focus, very little accumulates. This is why deep learning often requires periods of uninterrupted concentration. See, when attention repeatedly jumps from one thing to another, the brain must constantly restart. The switching carries a cost. Mental energy is consumed. Understanding becomes fragmented. Memory formation becomes weaker. The brain best learns when attention is directed and focus is sustained. How to improve both? The good news is that attention and focus can both be trained, just like a muscle. Here are a few simple ways. First, remove unnecessary distractions. You cannot focus on everything at once. Second, work in short, intentional periods. Every few minutes, 25 minutes of genuine focus is often better than 2 hours of distracted studying. Third, practice mindfulness or meditation. These practices strengthen your ability to notice when attention wanders and gently bring it back. Fourth, become curious. Interest naturally attracts attention. When learning becomes meaningful, focus becomes easier. So, here is the key takeaway. Attention is selecting what matters, focus is staying with what matters. Attention opens the door, focus walks through it. Together they form the foundation of effective learning. The next time you struggle during study, don't simply ask, why can't I focus? Ask, where is my attention going? Because when you learn to guide your attention, focus often follows naturally. And when focus grows, learning becomes deeper, easier, and more enjoyable. If you have enjoyed this video, subscribe and join me as we continue to explore the science of learning, attention, memory, and meditation, and how to make education work with brain rather than against it. With the brain rather than against it. Until next time, protect your attention, strengthen your focus, and keep learning.